Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is ChukwunonsoCaptures, aka Mazi. Chakom, aka the digital makeup artist. And welcome back to Photo Lab. Shout out to all my clients out there. You are appreciated. Special thanks to the models and muses out there. You keep me inspired. One love to all my supporters on social media. You keep me going. All right, so you clicked on that thumbnail because you want to learn how to do some digital makeup, right? You want to learn how to make this picture look like this picture. All right, so that was a picture of Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. I think I'm gonna link her in the description below. But that was from one of my annual sunflower field photo shoots, right? And so she had the amazing, very creative, Lauren's a very creative, very talented model and muse. She had a really good idea to do basically sunflower makeup, right? Like eye makeup, you know what I'm saying? So we went out to the sunflower field. So we're in nature and it's kind of hot that day. So her and the rest of the models and stuff like that, it's, you know, it's kind of hot. We were out there for probably what must have been like maybe 3 hours or something like that, right? And so not the easiest environment to keep hair and makeup and everything looking perfect in, right? So at that point in the photo shoot, some of the stuff was kind of, you know, coming apart a little bit. And so I said, you know what, not to worry, this will make for a great tutorial video. So, you know, we took all the pictures anyway, and I said I'm gonna, you know, basically use this to show some of the people out in social media land how to do digital eye makeup. You know what I'm saying? How to kind of like fix it up and make it look like new, like in the beginning, the way she had done the makeup. So without further ado, let's hop on over to my laptop screen. I'm gonna show you how it's done, all right? All right, let's go. All right, so welcome to my laptop screen. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button or follow button, you know, wherever you might be watching me on, whichever platform. Definitely help me out a lot. And if you hit the like button wherever you're at, it'll also, you know, teach whatever platform that you're using, whatever algorithm it is, to you know, continue to show you more stuff like this that you like, more stuff like this that you do like, and less stuff that you don't like. All right, thanks a lot. So we're gonna start this quick tutorial. You can see this is a picture of Lauren doing a really dope pose right here. And I've already gone ahead and prepped this picture. Let's see if I can see it. This is before, after. I just, you know, touched up the skin a little bit. So, but you guys don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and collapse these layers. You don't have to worry about this part. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. The only thing that I'm gonna be worrying about in this picture is her, basically her eye makeup. Let's see if I can zoom back out. Basically her eye makeup, you know. So we're gonna do a little bit of work on the eye makeup, but the skin and everything I've already kind of touched up. Did some frequency separation, dodging and burning, things like that. That's for, you know, I have some other videos to talk about that, but I'm not gonna worry about that here. So don't worry about this part. This is not part of the tutorial. I'm just going to collapse these into one layer. Just do a smart object. Rasterize it. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and rename this. I'm just gonna call it Muse. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So there are three major things. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So there's three major things that we're gonna be working on today, all right? We're going to be working on essentially eyelashes, the eyelash gradients, right? Her eyeliner, and then the eyeshadow, right? So like I mentioned before, it was, you know, kind of a hot, difficult day. So some things started to come apart, but not a problem. We're gonna fix that here in Photoshop. So eyelashes gradient, as you can see here, she has a brush stroke, and I'm not a makeup expert, you know, but you know, she had she's as she was doing her makeup, I'm sure she had like a brush stroke here, and I think the look she was going for, I could be wrong, but hopefully I'm right and this looks good after I'm done. I think the look that she was going for was for it to kind of be like a dark brush stroke here, not dark, but like a stronger brush stroke here, and then like lighter as you go out to the edge of her her eyebrow, just to kind of feather it. So I hope that's what the look that she's going for. If not, you know, hopefully my artistic rendition of it is good enough, and you guys watching this in social media land like it as well too. So so it's to kind of smooth out this part right here, essentially, is what I'm trying to do. This stronger brush stroke here, and then make it gradually lighter, like a gradient as you get out towards the edge, right? That's what I'm going to try to do. Same thing on this one. As you can see, that is actually what she has going on over here. It's kind of a stronger brush stroke here, then a little bit lighter out towards the edges. So as you can see, it's kind of missing a little bit of the lighter gradient brush stroke up here. So I'm going to see if I can even all of it out and just make it all smooth, right? Zoom back out, and then of course eyeliner. I'm going to try to straighten out the eyeliner on both of them, and then the eyeshadow. There's like a few little spots here that are you know, kind of missing a little bit of eyeshadow material. So I'm just going to go in here, maybe sample a little bit of eyeshadow from here and the other places that it already exists, and just kind of fill it all in to make it all look even. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start now, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here and I am going to make a new layer, right? And this layer over here, I'm going to call it eyelash gradient. All right, and then we're going to get to work. So I'm just going to be trying a few little things here, and you know, just bear with me. Just bear with me, because I'm going to see what works. I'm going to see what doesn't. So this is going to take a little bit of experimenting. I'm going to try it, see if it looks nice, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to correct it. So what I'm going to do here is, you see how there's kind of like a part in her eyelashes here. You got some hair here, more hair here, but you know, it just kind of got split in the middle. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and basically sample over here, right, and copy part of this eyelash area that seems okay, and then just kind of put it over here to cover it up, and then try to smooth it all out to make it look the way it's supposed to. And the best way to do that is, you know what, I probably got a little bit ahead of myself, because what I want to do is, I didn't want to actually create a layer here, but I'm just going to leave this for now. I didn't want to create a layer here. I wanted to start here, work on this, and then make the layer actually be a small copy of just this section here. You know what I'm saying? And then if there's anything else that I wanted to correct or anything like that, then I can come over here on the eyelash layer, the eyelash gradient layer itself, and add some finishing touches to it. But you'll see what I mean in a second. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to see if I can get the select tool. And maybe the best, let me see if I can sample here. Alright. And then I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to do a layer via copy. So it's created this copy over here, right? So what's going to happen is, this layer up here, this eyelash gradient, I'm going to use this to make any finishing touches that I did on this layer. But this one, I'm gonna rename this, and I'm gonna call it eyelash transplant, something like that, transplant. And this eyelash transplant, right? I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna use this tool. I'm gonna, oops, that's not what I wanna do. Move that, so I'm gonna come over here. Here's the transplant that we have. I'm gonna move it over here so I can use it to cover up this spot. Yep, as much as possible. And try to make it do what I want it to do. All right, so the issue is, as you could see, a lot of the grain, let me see if I can move this over a little bit so you can see. You see the direction of the hairs? All of these hairs are going over here. You know what I'm saying? It's going this way, but then the hairs over here, the grain is pointing in the opposite direction. So what I want to do is I want the grain, the actual texture of these eyelashes to kind of be doing, you know, something similar to what the kind of like the pushed over hair in this part section will be doing. It's kind of going over to the left, you know. I know this is kind of the middle, so it'd probably be like going down the center, but it's actually kind of going, I'm gonna make it look like it's naturally going over to the left. I think that's the best way to do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually flip this picture, this little, I'm gonna flip this, this transplant over and basically flip it horizontally, right? So everything that's facing this way to the right is not going to be facing to the left. So I'm going to do file, I don't know, I think I want to do edit and transform and then flip horizontally. Okay, so now that kind of gave me what I wanted. All I wanted is for the grain here. You probably weren't able to really see that, but the grain here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. The grain here, these directions are moving to the left. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm going to now do is start masking a little bit. So as you can see, I kind of have like this rough edge from where I transplanted it from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do layer mask. It's going to throw a mask onto this, and what this allows me to do is hide some of these rough edges to kind of make it look natural and blend in with everything else that I got going on, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the regular brush and I'm going to retune the opacity down to maybe like around 50 and the flow to around 50. That way, basically what I'm doing has a softer effect, and the brush itself, the outside of the brush, yeah, I'll keep it that. I think this will work. So let me just close. Let me just make this smaller, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm painting on this layer, right? Which is the layer mask. And I'm just gonna get rid of a lot of this this rough edge. All right, kind of make it look realistic. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. All right, we're back. We are back. So let me zoom out and see there. You know, we're getting a little bit of progress. You see that before, after. All right. So now what I'm going to do is on this layer that I created, I'm going to first see, I guess, let me see if I can move a few
remove a few imperfections that I might have going on before I start to really make this gradient from kind of like a stronger, more opaque yellow to like a lighter yellow that's, you know, kind of just laying over the black. You get what I'm saying? So for this eyelash gradient layer, I'm going to be doing a few different colors. So I'm going to come over here. I'm still going to be using the regular brush, and I think I'm going to hit Alt to sample this yellow color. Close this brush down. And then what I'm gonna do is kind of like this stray hair that's coming out. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of get rid of it by coloring it in. I'm just gonna open up this preview of the full picture a little bit more, just so you guys have some perspective or some reference. All right, so I'm going to come over here and yep, just start coloring in. And just so you know, the major reason why I'm making separate layers to do this instead of just coloring directly onto this, right, is so that I'm doing everything non-destructively. I'm not destroying this bottom picture right here. So if anything that I don't like, if you take a look at here, and let's say I didn't color this incorrectly, and I just wanted to quickly get rid of it, all I have to do is delete this layer. So I'm just non-destructively making these edits. Just see if I can kind of get rid of that. Then I'm gonna come over here and sample black and do the same thing for a little bit of this yellow. I'm gonna do the yellow myself, but right now I don't want any kind of like stray yellow that I haven't done myself, that I don't really have any control, you know, that I didn't put there myself, you know, any yellow that I don't have any control of. So I'm just going to get rid of it and clean out this. You know what, I might want to harden this brush a little bit, so that it's not, you know, what I'm doing, it doesn't look so blurry. It's more defined lines, you know. And there's a little bit of this highlight here for the ridge of her eyelid. I kind of want to see if I can get rid of that so that it, you know, everything, her eyelid, you know, looks even. It doesn't look like it's, you know, going up and down. All right, that's good enough for now. Okay, so now let's see if we can actually work on an eyelash gradient, starting here and then maybe ending here. As you can see, there's a little bit of it here. Here's like the stronger brush stroke, and then it's going out to here. So what I might want to do is, I like how it is over here. So what I want to do is, I'm still using a good brush, so I'm going to sample, maybe like around here. Sample this color and see if I can zoom in. Find a good spot to sample. I'm gonna hit Alt to sample, and let me see if I can sample this right here. I think that'll be a good color. Well, you know what? This is what it's showing right here. This is the color that's being sampled, and I want it to be a little bit lighter. So it's probably selecting like one pixel, one tiny little pixel. It's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna sample. I'm just watching this over here to see what I'm sampling. I want like a light, you know, just kind of like a lighter yellow color. So let's do this. Let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna slide over here, and I'm gonna paint only on this eyelash gradient layer, not any other layers. All right, so I'm gonna just start brushing away, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the opacity and the flow a little bit so that I don't, you know, I don't overdo it. Might have kind of a heavy hand. So let's just see what this looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna start brushing. Fast forward a little bit. All right, we're back. We are back. And now what I'm going to do is, so now that I kind of have this lighter color here, let me see if I can get like a little bit of a darker, zoom in a little bit to show you. I have like, you know, one shade darker of yellow in this area. So let me see if I can just blend it into like a little bit more of a darker yellow to kind of fade into this black here. All right, zoom out a little bit, move this over. And so now let's see if I can sample. Maybe I'm just looking over here, all right? Maybe just like a darker black. See if I get lucky over here. Or like a darker yellow, I should say. Let's see if this works, all right? So I'm gonna move over here and then a little bit. And then let's see if I can kind of make this fade, this gradual fade. All right. Let's color this in. Let's see how that looks. You know what? Still a little bit too light for my taste. So let me go back over here and get something darker. Let me see, something a little bit darker. So I'm gonna sample by pressing Alt and let's try something like that. Slowly make a gradient. This is kind of doing what I want now. Getting there. Yeah, this is a nice blend. Zoom in a little bit. So you see that? See that transition? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this interface and this interface, right? So I'm going to do a little bit more of this. I'm gonna just come in here and, you know, just see if I can blend it. Let me see if maybe I can try to hit Alt and maybe find a color here that's somewhere in between this shade and this shade, right? Something like, something like this, okay? I'm just gonna work on the interface here. I want to fast forward a little bit. we're back. We are back. Okay, so that's good. And let's see if we can work on this interface here too. So let me see if I can hit Alt and see if I can find a nice color that's between this more this harder yellow and this, you know, yellow mixed with a little bit of black. So let's see if I can find a good interface color. A bit lighter than this. Okay, this is good. So all I'm doing here is just trying to basically kind of knocking out this line here, this line of definition, and just trying to make it look like a smoother transition, you know? Make this brush a little bit smaller. Yep. Okay, I think that's good. You know, I kind of made it look like there's some grains, make it look natural, right? So now that one is the way it is supposed to be. And let's see if we can kind of use the same methodology to fix this one. So this one doesn't look, you know, this one looks okay. This eyelash here, it looks like it has a good gradient. There wasn't too much, you know, fading just from, you know, the day, the photo shoot. But I'm going to go ahead and hit Alt and sample maybe a little bit of this right here, and then just color in some more, all right? So I'm gonna fast forward now. All right, we're back. We are back. I just came over here and noticed that, you know, I probably should have blended this black in with this kind of like darker yellow a little bit. So I'm just kind of coming in and, you know, making the brush head really small to kind of mimic, you know, thin individual hairs, you know, eyelashes. And I'm just kind of slowly, you know, stripping away some of this this darker yellow to kind of fade it into this black here. All right, so I think that's good. Okay, so let's look at this before this. So here's the eyelash gradient. I'm just gonna turn this layer on and off so we can see what we did. Look at that. All right. So eyelashes looking a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do now, let's work on the eyeliner, okay? This is gonna be a little bit easier. So all I'm gonna do is come over here, make another layer. And I'm gonna call it eyeliner, right? Hit enter, and then all I'm going to do is now sample a little bit of, and like, you know, just basically the eyeliner color, like from here. I'm gonna hit Alt, I'm gonna sample that, and then just kind of define this eyeliner, you know what I'm saying? Just make it look a lot more bold and crisp, okay? And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna make it a little bit harder, make the brush a little bit harder. This part, I don't want it to be that soft, the brush to be that soft, because I believe the eyeliner, let me know in the comment section, I believe the eyeliner is supposed to have more of a definition to it, right? So, oops, I got unsampled what I wanted, so black. And make this as hard as possible, go up to 100. Okay, and I think I'm just gonna increase like the opacity and the flow. That's what was wrong. The opacity and the flow, that way I'm not sitting here making too many brush strokes. Zoom in just a little bit more. just gonna define this line, right? I'm gonna hit fast forward. All right, we're back. We are back. So just pro tip here, as I was going, as I was brushing, you know, kind of making the eyeliner a little bit more defined, the more, you know, out further away from, I guess, like her nose I made the brush a lot bigger, you know what I'm saying? And then as I was getting closer and closer to her nose towards the center here, I would just make the brush smaller by hitting the left bracket and, you know, just making it very, very defined as I was brushing, right? So that's kind of an easier way to do it. So I just finished the right eyeliner. So, and that was one that was like exposed a little bit more, right? So I'm gonna go now and tackle the left eyeliner and basically just do the same thing. I'm still gonna be working only on this layer. Oh, let me see if I can show you the before and after, see what that looks like. Before, after. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what that's like. Okay, just kind of made that a little bit more defined. So, you know, all the makeup artists out there, let me know how I did. Let me know how I did as a retoucher and photographer. I think I did okay. There was room for improvement, but I think I did all right. So I'm just gonna come over here, and this eyeliner here is a little bit interesting because you can see there's some highlights and shadows that are present that I kind of want to preserve. See, there's some highlights here, so on and so forth. But let's see if we can, let's see how creative we can get. And all I'm gonna be doing is just kind of sampling parts of it and just recreating what could be there, all right? So I'm just gonna fast forward. All right, we're back. We are back. So what I was trying to do is, you know, make these eyeliner lines, try to make them as straight as possible. You know, just so that it looks nice, but not too straight, because, you know, then you'll be able to tell that it's photoshopped. You know, try to make it look realistic and lifelike as possible. Just like someone actually doing it with an eyeliner pencil. I think that's what it's called. Let me know if I'm wrong. And over here on this eyeliner layer over here, if I accidentally messed up, you might have noticed me doing that. I just came over here and hit this eraser tool here, and I would just erase. You know, I might zoom in, and, you know, if I kind of overdid it on the eyeliner, I'll just kind of erase away a little bit. So here we go. That's what we got going on here. So you can look here and look over here. I'm gonna just do the before and after really quick for the eyeliner layer. See that? Before, after, before, after, before, after. So it's starting to come together now. And so we got all the hard parts out the way. Now it's the easiest part to do is the eyeshadow. Okay, so just quick recap. We just let's come over here. So you see we did the eyelash gradient, right? Before, after. I just showed you the eyeliner, and now we're just going to do the eyeshadow. Okay, so for that, if you probably already guessed it, I'm going to make another layer, a separate layer for that, so that we can oh, I forgot to mention, remember this eyelash transplant over here that we did? Let's see if I can take this out so you see if you remember this eyelash transplant. We took it from over here. Let me zoom in a little bit. This eyelash transplant over here. Remember, we took a transplant from over here and put it back over here to kind of cover up this, you know, a little bit of like a part that was going on. So that's what we did, all right? So we're gonna make another layer. Gonna come down here, and I'm gonna call this eyeshadow. And so we're gonna have a separate eyeshadow layer. And so what I intend to do, let me zoom in a little bit here, is you see how it's kind of, we have enough eyeshadow here. We got some eyeshadow here and up here, but it's kind of lacking over here and over here. So I wanna see if I can like smooth it out, make like a good, you know, like arch, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the eyeshadow looks the way it's supposed to, especially over here. I think this one might be missing a little bit more. It's kind of hot that day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some perspiration took it off. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here, and as you can see, there's some shadows here from her hair. So as you can see, the eyeshadow from, I'm gonna sample some from here and just put it up here where the shadow is. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna sample some lighter eyeshadow here and put it up here. So I'm gonna try to match where the shadows, because it's like a shadow right here. We're gonna put some shadow eyeshadow here. And we're gonna put some midtones here from the eyeshadow. And there's some highlights here. Here's some highlights. You get what I'm saying? So we got a good mixture. We got some shadows. We got midtones, highlights, and we got shadows. Okay, so I'm just gonna sample. I'm gonna show you what each looks like, and then I'm gonna just hit fast forward, and you'll get the idea just from the quick example that I'm gonna give you right now. So I'm going to go back to the brush tool because I was on eraser before. I'm gonna sample a little bit of this, sample that. And I'm going to tone down the opacity and the flow. That way I don't overdo it and I can kind of, you know, control how much gets spilled, how much color goes on here. So there we go. Still a little bit too much. Let me make it go down to like 20s. It's fine. So it goes some midtones. You can see that. I'm just applying a little bit more eyeshadow, right? Eyeshadow on the kind of like midtones, right? Now, you see here's some darker eyeshadow. I'm gonna sample this. I'm gonna make sure that I get enough of that on the shadow. You see where her hair is? Her hair is casting a shadow on her eyelid. See that? Just gonna make sure that we get enough of that, right? And then the highlights. So here goes a highlight. Alt, sample some of that. See how that's a different shade. So I'm getting different shades of this eyeshadow depending on where we are, you know? See, if I had taken, you know, this part of eyeshadow and put it over here, it wouldn't have looked right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to be darker, you know. Or if I had taken from the highlight and put it in the mid-tone, it would not have looked right. So you just gotta kind of mimic what's here. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna fast forward. All right, we're back. We are back, and there we have it. So eyeshadow is now done. So I just kind of went in and I'll show you that. Just kind of filled in any parts of the eyeshadow that I thought looked, you know, just a little bit missing. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, I just came in over here, sampled some color, you know, did a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it look as natural as possible. Might not have been a perfect job, but I just kind of did what I had to do with a little bit of take a little bit of creative freedom, a little bit of artistic freedom. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you that eyeshadow and just pay attention to the little spots that are filled in. See there? All right. So you know what? This does not look. See up here. This doesn't look exactly the way I would like. It's like a nice transition from her skin. So I'm just gonna come over here and just do one little quick touch. I'm gonna get the eraser tool, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and make this up a little bit. Turn down the opacity and the flow of the eraser. And let's see if I could just do a brush stroke or two to fade. There we go. Just a few more. Okay. There we go. And then just her hair kind of hides the transition, but okay. So yeah, good enough. Good enough. Let me know how I did, all the makeup artists and everyone out there that's a lot more skilled at hair and makeup than I am. But let me know how I did. Lauren, I hope you like it. And yeah, I think this is it. I think this looks pretty good now. Oh, maybe I should do like an overall before and after, right? Overall before and after. So I'm gonna hold down Alt. Look at that, before, after. See, let me zoom in a little bit. What do you guys think? Let me know. Okay, that way you guys can see. Alt. Before, after. Yeah, so let me know. Let me know what you think. Okay. So this is from the annual sunflower field shoot. Let me know if you would like to be involved in any of the upcoming sunflower field shoots. I do it every year. But yeah, I think as for this tutorial, we're pretty much done.
All right, wasn't that fun? All right, I hope you guys had as much fun watching that video as I had making it. So all the makeup artists and makeup lovers out there, let me know in the comment section down below, how did I do? Please like this video. Likes are free. If you like the video, hit that like button really hard. If you didn't like it, then just tap it really lightly instead for me, all right? So subscribe to this channel because that'll help me out, and it'll also help you out too, because the more you tell YouTube or any social media platform what you like, it'll show you more of that, what you want to see, and less of what you don't want to see, all right? So thanks a lot, take care, and I will see you in the next video.